Right, shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Waharakah Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. Now, this is First Timothy 6 and 10. It's for the love of money. The love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through many sorrows. The foundation of this new culture, which is really an old culture, right? This new culture, which is in Yahweh Shai, is not the desire of money and the superficial status that comes with money. Materialism. Yes, these things are desirable. And to say it's not desirable to have money, it's not desirable to have material possessions would be hypocritical. All right? There's nothing wrong with wanting a nice house, some nice clothes, these things of that nature. When that becomes your foundation and your root and that which you value above all else is where you get the problem. Because what you're supposed to value more than anything, what actually brings you value as a person, honor. The word honor means value. True honor is internal, it's spiritual, it's the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and its application. And this was understood. That's why honor means value, and the first honor a man would have would be internally. And then through those through that internal honor, it would reflect externally. For instance, titles, money, estate, these things. But if a man had money, estate, and all these material things, but he lacked the internal things, it would be considered that even though he was in an honorable position, physically, he lacked honor, because the most important thing of most value and substance is who you are internally. Jake has forgotten that. Jake has gone away from that. Jake worships money and the superficial status that comes with having money, meaning fame and clout, right? Being able to boast, which is the culture of hip hop. And that in itself leads to destruction. It creates faithless, carnal people and all the abominations which come with it. Okay, now I showed a video with Dr. Umar Johnson speaking about, well, what has been the benefit of hip hop. And 100%, if you understand how social engineering works and culture works, hip hop as a whole has been a net negative for our people. But our people, because they get enjoyment out of the music itself, because of the beat and all that, they get enjoyment out of the music. And because they see that there are people who have made money that they worship and who have received status, they worship status and money. They see it as a good thing without understanding what is the ramifications of the culture that this music is promoting en masse. What is the ramifications for you and your people? It's a negative. What is promoting materialism means that you take what little money you have and you spend it, you become a consumer rather than a producer. The only thing that hip hop encourages Jake to produce is more music and violence. All right, this is the truth. Now let's play this clip, and then we're gonna get some scriptures.
Could not be more off base. Okay, and could not be more off base. Okay,
and Joe Budden would say that because he's one of these guys that is a proponent of hip hop. He's one of these guys who profited. He has profited off hip hop. So of course he's gonna be biased towards, yeah, hip hop is great. All right, because he's a peddler of it. It's just like trying to tell a pimp that prostitution isn't necessarily a positive thing. You know, the pimp gonna want more prostitution. He's gonna sing its praises because he's making money from it. You can't tell a drug dealer about the drug game. They love the drug game if they're making money from it. These people just love money.
I agree with you. Now there's the other side of hearing you talk and me trying to think what he's going to hear in that saying. And we don't have to care, but just to give a different perspective. Hip hop is the most influential culture, period. Not just musically.
Right, and what has it influenced people to do? This is the thing. They'll say this statement, right? But then it will all be like, yeah, like fashion and right. But what type of fashion? How has it influenced so-called black men to dress? In a positive way or a negative way? All right. How has it influenced so-called black women to act? Is it a positive? Has it been positive or negative? How has it influenced so-called black men to act? Is it been positive or negative? Is the culture that hip-hop is promoting as a whole producing functional men and women in society? Is it upgrading the community, your communities? Is it upgrading your families? Is it an upgrade? Is it helping you? They're not going to go that deep into it because all they're going to go back to is there's Jay-Z and he's got money.
Fashion, all that shit, right?
He was about to say status, wasn't
he? In hip-hop, there are going to be a few who are going to make it. Really make it. We're not talking about... That's my problem with what he said.
And their idea of making it is just making money and having status through that money. All right?
Not a few. Hold on. But say the right number. Not a few. A few is 3 and 4.
No, it's a few, Budden, because a few represents a small compared to the majority. It's a few, Joe. It's a few. There's millions upon millions of Negroes in America. It's a few. All right? There's not tens of millions of people that are rich off the hip-hop industry. So it's a few, Joe, compared to the majority. Stop it. Stop playing games. All right? A few doesn't mean literally 3 people. If I have a population of 100 million people and 10,000 of them do something, that's a few, Joe. That's a few compared to the 100 million. It's a few.
I'm saying what it is. I'm saying what it comes across sounding like. But he said a few. Okay, cool.
He's wrong. It is a few. He's not wrong. It's few. It's a few. Just like the NBA, it's a few. It's a very small percentage if you take into context the whole.
Let me say what I'm saying. Go ahead. Well, you want to talk first? Let me say what I'm saying. I just want to ask you. What does make it? It's your sentence. I want you to making it qualify. Making it mean longevity, having a career that surpasses 3 to 5 years. So
what the hell does that mean? I mean, come on.
Hold on. Create legacy. That's not the goal, though. But go ahead. In that process, when you look at hip hop as a culture, it's not many of us. Many.
You're talking about create legacy. What's the legacy of Jay-Z and Rick Ross and all the biggest hip hop stars? Go back and listen to their catalogs and what they were talking about and what they were influencing people to do.
People who have ownership of the things that they give to hip hop, but for the most part, you hear a lot of the stories of people either not getting what they deserve and really just playing to a system that just keeps them at bay. And in that system of hip hop,
yeah, because Jake don't own and control hip hop. Hip hop is owned and controlled by the JOO, and it's a weapon of social engineering.
you start talking about the money, the real influence when it comes to power and the system. The people who are benefiting the most aren't black people. It's people who really own the industry. So if we're trying,
we're not talking about hip hop no more.
and Imani's still wrong. But it's not a matter of being wrong. I'm trying to give you a different a way of people how they could look at it as.
Right, to hell with all this. I ain't gonna listen to it all. But you can see that everything, when you listen to it, it's all gonna come back to money and who's making money and all that, ignoring the culture itself that affects how people treat each other on a daily basis, which is let's get this ministry, right, is bringing a culture. There's a reason why Yahweh Shai didn't just say, you know what, boom, gonna go up on this cross, make a sacrifice, and once I make the sacrifice, I'm just gonna give everybody that believes in me gold coins. Which is that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna hand out. The Lord is gonna hand out gold coins because money's everything, right? That's what we need. That's the salvation we need. Most Jake see the salvation we need as money. Just money. You just give me some money and I'm saved. In fact, I want to get Hebrews. It's never been about the money. Yes, okay, if you lack money, you catch hell, right? We're not going to deny that. But our problem, the root of our problem isn't poverty and it's not money. Let me say that again. The root of our problem is not poverty, it is not money. Therefore, alleviating that poverty and giving us money will not solve our problem because our problem is not money. Jake's problem is not money. You have problems that come from not having money, that's true, but your overall problem is not money, and that's hard for the average Jake to understand because they're so focused on money. They worship money, and money is everything to them. If I can just become a millionaire, all my problems will be solved. Everything, and then you look at you look at the Jakes that do become millionaires and know that all their problems are not solved. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Our problem has always been a spiritual problem. A bankruptcy in the spirit is our problem, not a bankruptcy in the flesh. All right, so let's read this. This is why Yahweh Shai made it. Yahweh Shai didn't make a sacrifice just to give us money. Are we going to receive money? Yes. Of course, we're going to receive all these things. But that is not the core of the salvation. There's a reason why we weren't just given money first. What are we being given first? The spiritual things. The foundation is in the spiritual. So Hebrews, where do I want to start reading from? Didn't really want to have to go. Right. Hebrews 10 and 16. It says, this is the covenant. You know what? No. Let me just get from it. Let me go get 8. Like I don't need to read that bit because it's more on point. All right. Let me read from this. So, right. Hebrews 8 and 7. Let me break it down from here. So it said, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for a second covenant, right? The first covenant was very simple to understand, all right? We are the chosen people, we're the seed of Abraham, so we have blessings which are due to us because of that promise with Abraham. Come out of Egypt, Lord say, listen, you're the chosen people, and you seed of Abraham, so I'm going to make a covenant with you. You're going to receive these blessings, but you have to keep the law. This law is spiritual. You have to keep this law. Now, what does keeping the law mean? Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. In order to be truly blessed, you have to live in love. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the keeping of the commandments. Right? The law, murder, stealing, all these adultery. You cannot live blessed whilst being lawless. Do you understand? The law is about your wisdom of how to operate, how to act with each other, with the Most High and with each other. How to keep order, how to maintain an order which will allow you to be blessed, which allows you to enjoy the things that you have, enjoy the life that you have. Once you don't have the law, it's impossible for you to enjoy life. And that's what Jake don't understand. If you and the people around you do not keep the law, it is impossible for you to enjoy life because you are going to hurt each other. That money and that you have just becomes a tool, because money is a tool. When your mindset is lawless, the money that you have will just give you a tool for you to be lawless. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? This is why money can't save you, and money can't save a people. And Esau's going to be the perfect example of that, because he got all the money and he's still going to go down, because it's not about the money. You have to begin with the spiritual things, right? So we got that first covenant. What happened? We couldn't keep that covenant because we broke the law. We were spiritually bankrupt. We could not attain to the honor that we should have obtained to, the integrity which is within the law and faith. The law and faith, right? It says, for finding fault with them. The fault was with us. Remember, we had money. The Lord gave us money already. He gave us land and money. The Lord gave us land and money. We were a rich people. Going back to the days of Solomon, we had the money. The money didn't save us. The money did not prevent us from falling. Why? Because that which we lacked was not carnal, it was spiritual. All right. It says, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant and regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind. It didn't just say I'm going to put money in their bank account. No, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. Right? So this is the key and the heart of the salvation that we are going to receive. First and foremost, our sins are being forgiven, and then the new covenant is being established in us, whereby we are going to keep the law perfectly. But even in the midst of that, right now, what is the ministry doing? The ministry is teaching us of the principles of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and building our faith. We're being built up spiritually, not monetarily, in this ministry. If money was the principal thing in the ministry, then we would just be given money. The priest would be given money. The Lord would manifest money for the priest or the prophet or the apostle or the pastor, and he would just hand out money. If money was the salvation and the edification of our people, the Lord would just give me I wouldn't be doing no videos. The Lord would just give me a whole bunch of money, and then I'll just give you that money and everything's all good. Or give me a money scheme and I'll be here just teaching you how to make money. But teaching you how to make money isn't your salvation or your edification. Do you understand what I'm saying? The edification comes for these spiritual things which is contained within the scriptures. And that's what Jake don't understand. And hip hop is not in line with these, it's actually against. Hip hop promotes the breaking of the law, it promotes carnality, it promotes all of the things which are the fruit of the flesh, and we're going to get them. All right. And not just hip hop, R&B too. Ephesians 4, I love the scripture, so I always bring out. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some rappers, no, and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Hamashiach. What's edifying you? Love thy neighbor as thyself. That's edifying you. Not kill, nigga, kill. All right. The scriptures teaching you about humility and faith, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. That's not what you're getting in hip hop. This is what hip hop promotes. Galatians 5 and 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery. Yeah, listen, I don't need to tell you that hip hop magnifies men taking or sleeping with other men's women. That's a badge of honor. That's a sign of status. In hip hop, it is a sign of status, right? When you can take another man's woman or deal with another man's woman, right? That equals status, and that's why men love to do it, right? It's a thing. Yeah, man love it, right? So adultery, fornication, all right, uncleanliness, lasciviousness. Oh, lasciviousness is feeling or revealing an overt sexual interest or desire. Hold on. Y'all remember this video, right? Tip drill. Hip hop is about the overt sexualization of men and women. It's all about loose sexual desires. It doesn't promote sexual discipline. It doesn't promote family structure, betrothals, marriages, wives. What does it promote? The ability for a man to go out there and just get access to women. And what they value in women is simply overt sexual characteristics. And if that's all you value, and that's all the culture is showing you that it values, then obviously you're going to get women that, well, this is what is valued. The only thing that's valued is showing my titties on my ass and lasciviousness. And that's not to say that sexuality doesn't play a role in society and men are not going to have sexual desires. But it's just like I told you, hip hop promotes superficial value. So with a man, his only value is the clothes he wears and his clout. It's not the substance within. And the same thing goes with women. Their only value is not whether she has the characteristics to make a good wife. Her only value is her sexuality. This is what hip hop has done. Lasciviousness. And that's the society we live in. People don't care about being mothers or good mothers or good fathers or good brothers or good sisters or good family members, a part of a good family structure. It's just this. And hip hop has played a large part in this. Most, if you look at society, pretty much most people are playing a role which could be found in this music video, Tip Drill, because it's programming. If you're a woman, this is how you get attention. And if you're a man, this is how you act to get the attention. And niggas and hoes. This is what it's producing. Niggas and hoes. Social engineering. And the video girls get all the attention and the status. And the niggas, the rappers and the thugs get the attention as the status. So the young men and the young women, naturally, you desire status and you see who's getting the status, you're going to copy it. It's social engineering. These elites, they understand how the mind of people works. In a society, you want to put what you truly value should be high status. And therefore, the young people seeking status will emulate that. So if you value integrity, honesty, then you need to put people who exemplify those things in high status, and then everyone else will follow. But you know how the thing go. So lasciviousness. All right, this is the culture. Idolatry. Oh yeah, they worship things. They don't put the Most High first than anything in hip hop. You best believe that. Witchcraft. Yeah, hip hop is full of witchcraft. All right. Baphomet, everything. Tattoos, hatred. Yeah, a lot of hip hop is hatred towards another. All right. Whether it be another gang or just random Negro in the club. Right. Variance, emulations, wrath. Oh, this nigga look at me wrong or did this. Boom, 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 boo, boo, boo. Someone has to die over that. Right. Strife. Yeah. Hip hop beef. There's always a beef. And a lot of the beef is fake because that's what they want. They want the drama. Seditions, heresies, right? They use hip hop to push black consciousness and all this foolishness, Africanism and all this madness. Envyings, right? You telling me that's not part of the culture? Envying what another man's got? Murders, I don't need to break that one down. Drunkenness, right? I don't need to break that one down. Revelings, party, everything's a party. And such like, of the which I tell you, as I have told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Hip hop, the culture of hip hop is destruction. This is a fact. It's cultural destruction. And it's hard to accept, especially if it's been normalized and you grew up just listening to nothing but hip hop. The poison is normalized. So because you're normalized in it, you think, oh, there's nothing wrong with this. But really, there's nothing wrong with promoting hoes and niggas. You want your daughter to be like what these is that? I mean, come on. You want your son to be like these niggas? And if that's what you want, then that shows you that yeah, you're totally gone and destroyed in the head. And then you wondering why all these bad things are happening around you. You're wondering why your family structure's all messed up. Everything's messed up. Everyone's damaged beyond repair. Because you embrace death. All right. Now, a proper culture would promote this, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such is no law. Hip hop don't promote that. Hip hop does not promote that. That's not the culture. Hip hop does not promote the keeping of the commandments, the faith in the Most High. Hip hop just promotes materialism and the worship of money, pussy, and weed. That's it. And death. Don't forget the worship of death, the power of death. That's all it is. All right. Now, Lord willing, I got some other videos that I want to do commentaries on, but this is why, you have to separate. The Bible says separate yourself from this untoward generation, because boy, these people, man, they're dead. Hip hop is the culture of the dead. It's the culture of death, culture of the dead. And we're trying to find life. We're trying to go into the way of life. All right. So if that, I'm gonna say shalom.